Hi everyone, this is Karen Ranzi of feelfabulous.with.food.com and superhealthychildren.com. I want to talk about vegan books for children because it is my mission to love and protect all animals and also to raise healthy plant-powered children. I believe that it is also important to talk with children in a loving way and to guide them through the best books out there for kids that will explain in very simple language why we don't eat animals. I didn't have a lot of those books back in the late 80s and early 90s when my kids were young, but there's so many books now. And there are even a couple that I'm going to talk about today that I read to my own children. What I believe is, instead of preaching to our kids, let's read to them and let's make it really enjoyable, learning about why we're eating all these healthy, whole plant foods and why we're caring for animals. First, I have my books. Now, this book was my first book, and it is not a book for kids, it's a book for parents. But it's got all of the information in it in creating healthy children through attachment parenting and raw foods that will guide you on your plant-powered and raw food adventure of raising healthy kids. This book is for kids. This is my recipe book, Raw Vegan Recipe Fun for Families. And this is a family who had attended my workshops on plant-based and raw foods for families. This book has wonderful recipes in it, and they're in full color so that kids can learn to use these recipes. And kids love looking at colorful recipe books. Lots of beautiful color. There's one book I especially want to show you that is great for kids. That's Why We Don't Eat Animals, a book about vegans, vegetarians, and all living things. And this book is by Ruby Roth. I truly recommend That's Why We Don't Eat Animals. I absolutely love books about fruits and vegetables. And that's why I really like Hannah Topp's books, which I was able to get at the local library. And one of my favorites is I Eat Vegetables. We don't want to be preaching all the time to our kids, because as I learned the hard way, that will really turn them off. And you want to keep them loving fruits and vegetables. Matt Bennett's wonderful book, Vegan Adventures with Barnyard Friends. That's one that you definitely want to get. Then we have a wonderful book by Karen Leonetti, who is a fantastic preschool teacher and opened up her doors to children to guide them through understanding love of animals and healthy plant foods, always with a garden and nourishing food at her place. And all the kids just love being with her. I had the opportunity to spend time with her at her wonderful preschool in Florida, where kids loved learning how to eat healthy plant foods and gardening. And her book is called Yummy Tummy Rainbow Garden. And next is a book that I read my kids. So they're 34 and 31 now. And so it's amazing that this book was ahead of its time way back when I was raising my kids in the 90s. And that book is the Children's Health Food Book by Ron Seaborn. The wonderful thing about the Children's Health Food Book is that it's characters, and the children relate to the characters. There's the good characters, those who love fruits and vegetables and don't harm animals. And then there's the bad guys. There's always the bad guy. And the bad guys in this book are those who eat lots of junk food and animal food because they don't care about animals, the environment, or the planet, and they certainly do not care about your health. And so the Children's Health Food Book is definitely worth getting for your kids. And then there's a wonderful two-sided book, which is really cool, and kids love to turn it upside down. And one side is vegetable soup, and the other side is the fruit bowl. That book is written by 3 authors. The last one that I'm going to talk about that I also read to my kids is Victor the Vegetarian. And Victor talks about his love for the animals and goes into his details about each animal and why he loves it, including animals that are usually killed for food. The children who I'm talking about who love animals, they love all animals, not just cats and dogs, but cows and pigs and turkeys and ducks, all animals. I hope that that has been good value for you to know what to get for your child for the holidays or any time. There were special times all year long when I was always looking for wonderful vegan books to read to my kids. If you are also interested in learning how to become a health coach in the vegan niche, you may be interested in seeing my free masterclass, which is below in the description. You can click on the link, and I will look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thank you for joining me.